have you ever considered how a single event could shake the diplomatic relations between two nations? In the world of international relations, this is not just a hypothetical question, but a reality that we've recently seen unfold between India and Canada. The catalyst? The assassination of Sikh activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar on Canadian soil. This tragic event has sparked a dispute that has reached the highest levels of government in both countries. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has pointed a finger of accusation at the Indian government, suggesting their involvement in the murder. This allegation has been vehemently denied by India, and the diplomatic fallout has been swift and severe, with diplomats being expelled from both nations. The undercurrents of this conflict, however, can be traced back to the Khalistan movement, a long-standing source of tension between India and Canada. This movement, advocating for an independent Sikh state, originated in 1947 during the partition of India and escalated into an armed insurgency in the 1980s and 1990s. The assassination of Nijjar, a strong advocate for the Khalistan movement, has brought these tensions to the forefront, straining India-Canada relations and affecting trade talks between the two nations. As we delve deeper into this issue, we'll explore the timeline of events leading up to these recent diplomatic expulsions. To understand the complexity of this issue, we must first trace the path of events leading up to this diplomatic fallout. It all started in June 2023, when Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Sikh activist and strong advocate for the Khalistan movement, was assassinated. The Khalistan movement, for those unfamiliar, seeks to establish an independent Sikh state in India's Punjab region. This movement has been a source of conflict between India and Canada since its inception during the partition of India in 1947. Fast forward to September of the same year, the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, announced that Canadian intelligence agencies had credible allegations linking Nijjar's killing to agents of the Indian government. This announcement sent shockwaves through the international community, as it suggested a foreign government's involvement in the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil, a blatant violation of sovereignty. India, however, vehemently denied these allegations, and in response expelled the chief of Canada's intelligence agency. This was followed by Canada's retaliation, which saw the expulsion of an unnamed Indian diplomat. A tit-for-tat, as it were, that only served to escalate tensions between the two nations. The diplomatic fallout didn't just stop at the expulsion of diplomats. It also had a significant impact on trade talks between Canada and India, which were abruptly paused. A trade mission was even postponed, further exacerbating the strained relations. As the timeline of events unfolds, it becomes clear that the assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar was more than just a tragic incident. It was a catalyst for a diplomatic dispute that has shaken the foundations of the India-Canada relationship. The murder, the allegations, the expulsions, and the disruption of trade talks all play into a complex web of international relations. It's not just about two countries in disagreement, it's about sovereignty, trade, and the struggle for independence of a minority group. The unfolding of these events has led to a significant strain in India-Canada relations. Now that we have a clear picture of the timeline, let's focus on the key points that we've discussed. The crux of our discussion revolves around the assassination of Sikh activist Hardeep Singh Nijjar on Canadian soil. This event has been the catalyst for a diplomatic fallout between Canada and India, two nations that have historically maintained a cordial relationship. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has pointed a finger of accusation at the Indian government, alleging its involvement in the murder. This is a serious charge, considering the implications of any foreign government orchestrating a killing on another country's soil. It's a breach of sovereignty that's rarely taken lightly. India, on the other hand, has rebuffed these allegations, denying any involvement in the incident. In a move indicative of the strained ties, both nations have resorted to expelling diplomats, a decision that could have long-lasting repercussions on their relationship. The assassination and the ensuing conflict have brought to the foreground the Khalistan movement, an advocacy for an independent Sikh state. Hardeep Singh Nijjar was a strong proponent of this movement, which has been a source of tension between India and Canada since its inception in 1947. The diplomatic dispute has not only strained ties between Canada and India, but it's also had a ripple effect on their international relations. The United States, for instance, finds itself in a precarious position, trying to maintain strong relations with both nations while being drawn into the dispute. This situation highlights the delicate balance of international relations. It underscores the impact of a single event, in this case, the assassination of a Sikh activist, on the intricate web of diplomatic ties among nations. It's important to remember that these events are fluid, and as the investigation into the assassination continues, new developments could further influence the diplomatic relations between these countries. As we witness the unfolding of this diplomatic dispute, we are reminded of the intricate web that is international relations and how a single event can trigger a ripple effect across nations.